Alright guys, welcome back to Apex F1 News. Huge developments today as Ferrari has finally responded to Lewis Hamilton's internal documents, and the tension inside Maranello is reaching new levels. For those who don't know, Hamilton recently submitted a detailed report to Ferrari's management, pointing out everything he believes the team must change if they ever want to become world champions again. This includes not just technical aspects of the car, but the entire way Ferrari operates behind the scenes. Now, Fred Vasseur has spoken publicly about it, admitting that Hamilton's arrival has been far tougher than they expected. After 20 years in one environment, the move to Ferrari has exposed cultural clashes and operational flaws. So the question is clear: will Ferrari embrace Hamilton's suggestions, or are they doomed to repeat their past mistakes? What exactly did Hamilton hand over to Ferrari? Reports suggest his documents covered far more than just car performance. He included detailed notes on the structure of Ferrari's technical department, how decisions are made on race weekends, and the communication gaps that often cost the team valuable points. Hamilton wasn't presenting ultimatums, at least not publicly, but he made it clear these were the methods that brought Mercedes 8 constructors' titles and his 7 world championships. To him, this isn't theory, it's proven success. Ferrari, on the other hand, has gone more than 15 years without a driver's title. The documents also reportedly compared Mercedes' operational discipline to Ferrari's chaotic pit wall decisions. Some insiders even believe Hamilton fears Ferrari's culture could sabotage his final shot at an 8th title. The big question is, will the Scuderia swallow its pride and actually listen? Fred Vasseur tried to downplay the tension, but his words said more than he intended. He admitted that both he and Hamilton underestimated the scale of the challenge. According to Vasseur, Lewis was used to a familiar environment for nearly 2 decades. McLaren turned into Mercedes, same culture, same engines, same working style. Ferrari, however, is an entirely different world, steeped in politics, tradition, and internal power struggles. Vasseur claimed they stupidly expected Hamilton to control everything right away, but adapting has been far harder than expected. Critics argue this is classic Ferrari damage control. Instead of addressing the real issues Hamilton raised, Vasseur paints it as a cultural adjustment problem. But fans aren't convinced. If Alonso and Vettel couldn't change Ferrari, why would Lewis succeed? Is this déjà vu all over again for Maranello? History casts a long shadow here. Over the past 2 decades, Ferrari has brought in superstar drivers, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, both determined to reshape the team and lead them back to glory. Both failed, not because they lacked talent, but because Ferrari refused to evolve. The Ferrari way is often romanticized, but in reality, it has meant repeated strategic blunders, poor leadership stability, and internal divisions. Hamilton's arrival was supposed to break the cycle. Instead, the reaction so far feels painfully familiar. Fans are frustrated. They've seen this movie before. A champion joins Ferrari with high hopes, delivers sharp criticism, but the team clings to its traditions and collapses under pressure. If Ferrari repeats history, Hamilton could go down the same road as Alonso and Vettel. Brilliant drivers wasted by a dysfunctional system. As if Ferrari didn't already have enough pressure, Charles Leclerc is making his own moves. Reports say Leclerc has also started drafting documents outlining his personal vision for how Ferrari should progress. Just like Vettel once carried his famous notebook, Leclerc is determined to have his voice heard. On one hand, this shows initiative. On the other, it sets the stage for internal conflict. 2 star drivers, 2 sets of recommendations. Whose vision will Ferrari follow? Hamilton's, backed by decades of experience and 7 titles, or Leclerc's, the homegrown hope who still represents Ferrari's future? This isn't just a technical debate. It's political. If Ferrari sides too heavily with Hamilton, they risk alienating their long-term star. If they ignore Hamilton, they risk wasting the most decorated driver in F1 history. It's a dangerous balancing act. The fan base has erupted. In the comments, some insist Hamilton must be Ferrari's guiding light. After all, he's the only driver alive who knows exactly how to build a dynasty like Mercedes. But others are harsh. Ferrari has been dysfunctional for 20 years, and nothing will change. Some even argue Hamilton is past his prime, pointing out how Leclerc continues to outqualify him at key races. A few fans mocked Ferrari outright, saying they probably tossed Hamilton's documents aside and covered them with homemade pasta. The split is clear. Half the fans see this as Ferrari's last chance to change, while the other half think nothing, not even Hamilton, can save them. The passion is real, and it proves how much this saga has gripped the F1 community. Meanwhile, the rest of the grid is moving fast. Sergio Perez is heavily linked to Cadillac, Valtteri Bottas is searching for a seat, and rookie Alex Dunn is gaining attention with strong performances in Formula 2. Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes continue to develop aggressively, while Ferrari risks being consumed by internal politics. At the same time, Formula 1 itself is changing. Classic races like Spa, Suzuka, and even Monza could move to a rotational calendar to make space for flashy street circuits like Miami and Madrid. Fans are furious, threatening to stop watching if the sport abandons its heritage tracks. For Ferrari, all of this adds more pressure. They aren't just competing against rivals on track, but also fighting for relevance in a sport that's shifting under their feet. So here we are. Lewis Hamilton has laid his cards on the table, delivering Ferrari a roadmap to success based on the formula that made him a 7-time champion. Fred Vasseur admits the adjustment has been harder than anyone expected, while Leclerc pushes his own vision for the team. The fans are divided, history looms large, and Ferrari's culture may once again prove to be its own worst enemy. So the real question is, will Ferrari finally evolve, listen to its drivers, and give Hamilton the chance to chase that 8th title? Or will they repeat the same mistakes that cost them glory with Alonso and Vettel? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.